So this demonstration here, we're going to look at infrared. Now, we've already kind of talked a little bit about infrared when we went through thermodynamics. And when we're talking about infrared, infrared has a wavelength longer than red light, but shorter than microwaves or radio waves. This camera here, some of y'all have seen it, some of y'all haven't. This is an infrared camera, and it shows, like the heat coming off of different things. So for instance here, you can see the heat from the projector coming out the back, right? But this infrared camera, I'll go ahead and pass it around, y'all can take a gander at it if you want. That one shows infrared, but the wavelengths are very, very long, okay? Those are closer to microwave wavelengths than visible light wavelengths. Because visible light, red, is really close to infrared. And so as a result, a lot of cameras, especially security cameras, deliberately just pick up infrared because they can see it at night. But again, it's that very close to what we call near infrared. So a digital camera has a chip in it. I'm not going to get into all the details on it, but basically it guesses what color the light is when it strikes it. So we usually have a filter and stuff on it to block out other light like ultraviolet and infrared. But I've got two cameras right here. This one is just a regular camera. This is the same camera, but I ripped out that chip, the little thing covering the chip, I should say. I ripped it out, and so this one can pick up infrared. So as a result, or I shouldn't say that, it picks up more infrared. So when you're looking at through this camera, we'll be able to see infrared, but it's the near infrared, like a lot of security cameras get. So I'm going to turn this camera on, and I'll switch the projector to give us a display through this camera. So look at that. It's the wall. Amazing.
Wow.
All right. So if we take a look over here, it looks basically the same as it does to your eyes, right? Are we okay with this? Here, I'm on two cameras.
Yeah.
All right. So here, to emphasize this, because we're trying to see things we can't see, and the camera can help us with that. So here I have a little spotlight, okay? And this is an infrared spotlight. And when you look at it, does it look very bright?
No.
No. And the reason why it doesn't look very bright is because it's putting off infrared light, right? It looks kind of red, right? Because that wavelength is near it. But it's kind of red just like an UV bulb, like a blacklight bulb. It looks kind of violet, all right? And so if I shine this over there, do we see anything? No, you're like, okay, who cares? Well, remember, this is the regular camera. This is our so-called control. Everybody okay with that?
Sure.
All right, so let's go ahead and switch cameras. So the projector will probably switch back on me, but we'll get it back. All right. So now I'm switching to the other camera, and this is the exact same model of camera, right? And so let's point it back over there at the corner. It looks basically the same. Do y'all notice anything different?
Not really.
No, it looks the same. You may be able to tell it's a little bit brighter.
Whoa.
But black turns green.
Really?
Is that green
That's
shirt?
my shirt.
Oh, weird. What color shirt are you wearing, dude?
It's black.
Weird.
You have a tan.
Wild.
Well,
Bonkers.
infrared mostly comes from what source in this room right now?
Windows.
Yeah, it's coming in through the windows from the sun. So, Mr. Level, can you shine that light on me?
Ugh.
There we go. So can y'all see?
Here.
So here when I shine this light,
Whoa.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh, wow.
y'all see how much brighter that is?
Yes.
So here if I was to point it at the camera,
Gonna break.
I'll hold it.
You pulled it out.
This is probably too much.
Oh no, it's just too bright for me.
Just put
Light over there. So I can't really get this near it, but I get the idea. So what's funny about this is if you hold this light here, I can actually cast a shadow with it. Can you hold this? There we go. So, like, this thing is putting out a ton of light. Do y'all see that?
Make a shadow puppet.
It's a dog.
So what I want to show y'all here is this is actually an infrared spotlight. Okay, this is a floodlight, but does it look that bright to your eyes?
No.
No. And this is how they would use on security cameras. The effectiveness, obviously, most security cameras are run at what time of day?
Night.
Night. And so you could put a nice security camera up next to your house that has one of these floodlights. And at night, people could be walking around, and this is all they would see is those tiny little red lights.
Oh, geez.
But on the camera, you could see everything.
Is that the stuff that surrounds the camera usually?
All right.